Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Cubs bringing you another Monster Hunter World video. And today we're going to be looking at the Kjarr Strongarm Ice Charge Blade that drops from Arch Tempered Kulve Taroth. I recently got my hands on this a couple weeks ago, and I've been playing with it non-stop as often as I can against monsters, and I absolutely love it. And I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it and, go through a couple builds and stuff like that that I've done with it. And see how, if you can get your hands on it yourself, see if you like it. But this drops from Arch Tempered Kulve Taroth. It's part of the new kind of Kjarr set of weapons that have either critical element or critical status on them, and you can see down there in the bottom right, it has an inherent critical element on it. So that doesn't affect the file damage, but it does affect the axe damage, and it has very high natural ice element to it. As you can see, it's a base 480. So first of all, we'll kind of go through the set, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about it. I've had enormous success with these weapons, especially against monsters that have the elemental weakness to them. So things like Diablos, Black Diablos, Kulve Taroth, Lunastra, things like that. This Ice Charge Blade is phenomenally strong. And let's go ahead and just take a base look at the weapon. It has 684 raw attack on it. It has blue sharpness out the box. It's got that white on there just because I added a little bit more handicraft. It's got 20% affinity, 480 ice, one level 1 slot, and then 1 slot for augmentation, which I chose to put health regen just because health regen on Charge Blade is especially strong, because you get the full life from all the Phials and everything like that to hit for it. But you can see all the decorations that I put over there. Let me get my fat head out of the way so you can see it. And so I went with 3-piece Kjarr, the Zor Magdaros Waist, the Damascus chest piece, and the Handicraft Charm. I have Ice Attack 5, Critical Eye 5, Weakness Exploit 3, Focus 3, Handicraft 3, Bombardier 2, Critical Boost. The Bombardier just comes from the waist, so don't really need to worry about it. Critical Boost 1, Capacity Boost 1, Guard 1, that also helps with, whenever you have your glowing shield, that gives you Guard 3. Whenever you Guard Point, it gives you Guard 5, so it's always recommended you put one of those in there. And 1 level maximum might, and the critical element, that's an 8 in there. And this thing, I'm telling you guys, let me level with you. This does a ton of damage. Against the Diabloses, I'm hitting for about 239, I think, on the wings. So especially weak point. On last phase Kulve Taroth, I'm hitting for 372 per file. On Lunastra against weak points, I'm hitting for about 186 whenever she's enraged and stuff like that. So I think it looks fantastic as well. It's got the nice kind of rainbow tint to it that the Kulve weapons have. So it has the base, level. It's nothing really anything too fancy on its actual design, but with the rainbow kind of simplicity to it as well. I really like the way it looks and the way that it feels. And the ice Phials always are a welcome change from us just rocking impact Phials for the past few months. But that's the set that I recommend that you use. And this is what it looks like after the fact, because, whenever you're showing your decorations, it doesn't really show all that. But so it has 738 raw. It's got white sharpness, which it has the Master's Touch built into it because I'm using 3-piece Kjarr with the head, arms, and legs. So I have 50% affinity, which becomes 100% affinity whenever I'm hitting weak points, which means that I don't really lose sharpness all that much. Sometimes you lose sharpness from guard pointing and blocking and, not hitting weak points and things like that. But for the most part, you should be able to hang on to that white for a long time. 620 element, just because I put up to Ice Attack 5 on there, so that makes your Phials hit even harder. So although artillery doesn't affect elemental Phials, the elemental damage does. So you should be getting a good amount of hits in there and a good amount of damage. And give it a try. I know you guys are going to love it. This thing hits so dang hard, and it's, like I said, it's a welcome change from us using nothing but the Diablos Tyrannus 2 and the Strongarm Horn for the past few months. This is kind of a later game set. It's going to recommend, that you have some pretty late game decorations like Charger and Iron Walls and stuff like that, and the Kjarr Gamma sets and whatnot. But I also made a more budget-friendly version for those of you that aren't necessarily at the part in the game where you can do Arch Tempereds and whatnot. And we'll take a quick look at this one. This one's got much more manageable stuff like the Nergigante helmet, the Damascus chest piece beta, the Diablos Nero beta, the Empress coil beta, and the Dante's level boots, the Dante leather boots alpha, as well as the Handicraft charm. And this gives you not quite as much, but still a lot. You don't have the Master's Touch, but you still get the critical element, and the Protective Polish should help you hang on to that white a little bit longer. and it's a lot more forgiving on the decorations that you need besides the magazine and the sharp. But you could always replace the Dante's leather boots and put in the Dodogama boots for the magazine, and then hopefully you can come across the sharpness pretty soon if you don't have it. But this should hit equally as hard, and you don't necessarily get to keep the sharpness as long, and that's really about it. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys have any questions, or as always, I recommend that you play around with the builds and cater it to your need. If you need a little bit more survivability, swap in some of these expert jewels with vitality or divine blessing or something like that. Cater it to your play style. Mine are always just blueprints and what I recommend that you use it for. Pretty much always want to recommend using focus on charge blades, just because building the Phials is such a big part of the game. And I don't know, if you guys want to see something else, just let me know. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you want to help out the channel. And you can catch me streaming daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/MrCups. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.